Man, such a beautiful day, and that was an awesome rooftop workout. What's up, Team KBA? One Tech Traveler here. I've just done my exercise as I normally do, and I've been doing it for a couple of weeks. And in that time, I want to share my final thoughts and review of the Achedaway Pro percussion massage device. If you're not familiar with Achedaway or percussion massage devices, these are great complementary tools. Can be used pre-workouts, post-workouts to help keep your body in the best condition, especially if you are pushing it up, racking up that intensity and workload throughout the week. You can find my full written review of the Achedaway Pro percussion massage device on my website, so read up more on my visuals at onetechtraveler.com. And if you think this is the right device for you to enable and empower your workouts and recoveries, then I'll put the link down below where you can go ahead and purchase it. Like always, make sure you join the Team KBA community to see more awesome videos like this one. Okay, so to kick things off, let's unbox the Achedaway Pro. Their packaging provides a lot of useful information, all the technical parts and the accessories. We have 4 interchangeable heads, one which is a soft head, flat head, bullet head, and then a fork head. Good description to help you if you aren't familiar with percussion massage devices, which one you should use, especially since this is my first percussion massage device. For the battery, we have a 3200 milliamp, 3 to 4 hours of charging time, and give 3 to 5 hours of battery life. Weighs just over 1 kilogram. Decibels, which refers to how much noise it produces, is roughly 40 to 60. Slide that out. Alrighty, so unzipped, and here we go. Take off this little plastic here, and this is the Achedaway Pro. Looks really cool. Its first impressions is actually well balanced from the handle here and the main motor. Feel the 1 kilogram weight, but again, it's very well balanced and isn't something that is going to put a lot of strain, so it has nice ergonomics and hold to it. Simple, clean design, which I like, and then we just have the main branding here. Let's check out the rest of the accessories. So slot that back in. This is kind of the profile of everything, which is cool. So we have 4 of the accessory heads. This is the soft head. This is the fork head for the back of your neck. This is the flat head. And then this is the bullet head for that deeper tissue and trigger points. So really cool. And in terms of the way that they fit, they should just slot into the massage gun nicely. So very straightforward and easy to use. And then we have the mains adapter, and you can see this is the EU model. I'm not sure what this compartment is for, but you can see it's pretty neat. Maybe they could have made it a little bit smaller so everything's just fitted and just that more compact outfit, but this is still a very neat case and everything is smart and well organized inside. And then also, just for reference, I have my Surface Book here, which is 13.5 inches. You can see it has a very similar profile. It's actually not that big. Let's put all of that away and have a closer look at the Achedaway Pro. So this is the percussion massage device. Give you a tour around. So again, very clean here, and is nice and smooth and curved off towards the handle. There's no sort of like rubberized grip. It is just the plastic, but feels really good in the hands. Has a nice ergonomic and balance to it wherever you are gripping it. If you're doing it towards the top, then it definitely feels like I can hold this for much longer. This is where we'll find all of the controls and indicators of how to work the Achedaway Pro. In the middle, we have that big power button, and then actually on the left side and the right is going to give us the indicator for the percussion motor modes and the battery indicator. We also have 4 air outlets towards the corners, and then just a consistent like dimple design throughout. I'm just going to put on one of the heads, so I have the flat head here. All you need to do is just push it in. Make sure it's nicely slotted in, so when it starts, it's not going to suddenly just bounce out. That looks to be sorted. And then now we can go ahead and turn this on. So we hold the power button. Hold the power button, you can see I've turned it on. On the right, we have that battery indicator. We have all 5 levels here. That should give us stages of roughly 20% battery life. And then on the left is the blue indicator for the level and the intensity. I'll just show you what that looks like in action. Excuse me if my voice is shaking at the same time, because of course it is vibrating, but you can see, looks really cool, especially the effect on the camera. Also very quiet. And we have up to 5 modes as well, so we're going to up the ante. Alright, it's definitely stepping up. And then final level. Wow, that is strong. It doesn't look it, but of course it is giving a high amount of percussions per second, and that is intense. Of course it's going to use much more of the battery. And we can just press that again, and it's in a much calmer state. You can see that the handle is much longer, but this is the motor itself. So from a top view, you can see it's pretty wide, but again, very easy to hold and doesn't feel big. The big motor that you need to deliver that high amount of percussions, and just to make sure it's not going to give you that arm strain, then it makes sense. Let's go ahead and turn that off. This also means that if you are planning to just use this for yourself and need to hit those spots that are a bit more difficult to reach, then the extended handle does give you more range to go, you know, if you're planning to use it for your back, and also holding it in this way, sideways, or just like this, so that you can hit those spots. I exercise 5 days a week, do a lot of good like hits, cardio, calisthenics work, doing holds, and using my power resistance bands up here on the rooftop. The Achedaway Pro is my first percussion massage device, so I'm not someone who has a lot of that technical expertise or background, but instead, hopefully you'll find me as someone that you can relate to in terms of how that translates in aiding and improving my workout intensity and recovery. So having used this for a couple of weeks, I do really like it. The device itself, you can see, is quite big. It has a longer grip handle than the top part here. But in terms of weight, it is very well balanced. The weightiness of the motor is sort of compensated and countered with the 3200 milliamp battery that is removable, like you see here, so you can charge it separate from the device, but it's very easy to just do that with the mains outlet charger. I love that it comes in a very robust protective casing, and I kind of move between spots, whether I'm going to the park or such. Being able to carry all the accessories in a nice, durable and very presentable case means that it can be carried handheld and going from different locations without feeling like it's bulky or inconvenient to place. Of course, if you want to just take the massage gun, you can put it inside your backpack. Very simple design, nothing to it, which is what I like. Just simple, minimal, and very functional. This is a great entry into percussion massage devices that pretty much anyone can get used to very quickly. Just a long press activates and turns it on. Individual presses will increase the percussion intensity up to 5 levels. And then we have a battery indicator, also 5 LEDs in increments of 20%. Exchanging the heads is also really nice. You don't need any additional equipment. It's held just with the rubber like fixing inside. And as long as you give it a firm press in, the motor is going to drive that forward and backward motion. If you don't put it deep enough, then the head will actually suddenly like pop out. But it's not dangerous if you are in line of sight or it hurts, because the head itself is very light. It's got a good combination of the plastic feeling smooth and good in the hand, while the weight gives it that heftiness, which makes it just feel like all-round really good quality. The heads themselves as well, it has a more glossy finish to the body, which is a bit more matte. Has a kind of reflective sheen with the sun coming in, but the heads themselves are actually anti-porous, so you know, if you are sweating a lot and using it directly in contact to your body or just over your clothes, that moisture, the wetness and sweat is just going to wipe away very easily. So in terms of like cleanliness and hygiene, the heads themselves are also very good. A clean wipe if it gets really wet or dirty, and is as good as new. Maintenance, usage, ease of use, all very good. Battery life lasts a very long time. I've used this throughout that entire week without needing to charge it. Even after all of that usage, it's dropped about 20%. It does have auto safety functions. It will turn itself off after 30 minutes. I generally haven't used it for that long because 30 minutes is a very long time. And the good thing about it is you can kind of just pick it up and off whenever you are in your downtime, while you are sat down or lying in bed watching TV or anything like that. So continuous usage is definitely not a problem. And if you do find yourself using it for a long time, more as a professional tool, then 30 minutes is still very sufficient. I'm not sure what the cool down time is, but I imagine it won't be too long. I use it for myself, and while it's easy to do your front of your body and your legs, sometimes you might think that the back is a bit more difficult to navigate, especially if you've got very wide shoulders or just a wide body. So actually this long grip makes it really useful to change the angles how you can reach the back. And then I can kind of just target those difficult to reach areas. So that long handle actually does help with the extra versatility and utility if you are planning to just use it for yourself. The handle itself may get a little bit slippery, so maybe some rubberized textured grips would just help with that extra ruggedness and firm hold, especially if you are trying to reach those difficult parts. It just allows you to hold the machinery itself better. I haven't found my arm aching for a long period of times, but if you are in awkward angles trying to reach for an extended period of time, then you might. So if there is some slight reduction in the weight, that will be useful, but that will compromise the power of the motor here, and we'll touch on that in a second. But overall, in terms of the actual hardware and performance, it works very smoothly. All right, so now we get to the actual performance of the Achedaway Pro. Again, this comes with 4 different heads, and for me, it shows a lot of attention from Achedaway about how you want to not only target trigger points in your body that you want to sort of unlock, but also just a bit more safety, a bit more care, and just that extra tailored approach. So for example, we have the head for the neck. I'm gonna turn around so you can see here, and then that allows me to just target those points. Ooh. So yeah, that feels really good already. So again, the attachment heads, really wonderful. They do actually make a big difference in where you are planning to target. When it comes to exchanging the heads, I always turn the power off because you need to make sure that this is firmly in. This is the bullet type head, so this one's going to give you that really like deep push into the muscle tissue, especially if you are feeling pains very deep, really pushed hard in your workout intensities, and you kind of want to prevent those sort of injuries, then you can use this. And this is going to target areas which you can get into really deep tissue muscle. So maybe it might be your shoulders, and you have all the different sort of like fiber strands in your muscle tissue. So this will allow it to go in deeper, and also in areas where, you know, from your joints, you've got the tightness. So from where my chest is to my shoulder, you can kind of get in deep, and that feels really good, and in the end it's going to make that a more effective recovery. And when it comes to the noise levels, where it's rated at roughly 30 to 60 decibels, what it means is at its highest intensity, even if you are using it in the night, it's kind of just like a very loud cat purring away. And actually that could be quite soothing at the same time. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear this. Put it close to the microphone so you can kind of hear that, and the whole device does vibrate. So at its highest intensity, you want to make sure you got a firm grip. You know, I'm not gripping it as much, but if you are starting to put it towards your body, then it's going to sort of recoil, and that is just going to give it that constant tension. And wow, that feels really good. This is going to be a great like post-recovery tool to just help reduce the amount of soreness and, as the company's called, ache, so that you can keep pushing it hard for the next day. So this tool is really great for those who are very much committed and dedicated to their workouts, kind of want to aid and reduce their recovery time. Naturally, you do as you sort of progress in your workouts, but if you're of course pushing it harder and it requires a longer recovery time, this tool is going to help with dealing with that pain, easing the recovery, and just allowing your muscle to repair quicker. It's not going to suddenly be like this magic wand that's suddenly going to go from all of this pain to none, but gradually it is going to accelerate and improve the recovery time. I'm not sort of an expert, but in terms of my experience, having that 5 different levels of intensities and percussion motions means that it is going to give you that flexibility of the lightness down to the most intense. It is an excellent tool and one that I've really enjoyed using in my post workouts and just targeting those areas and not deal with that soreness or pain to levels that you would do without this device. It is an optional and additional tool that I think is better suited for those who are really focused and invested in their exercise, where it's a part of your lifestyle. So we're looking at, you know, calisthenics, hobbyists, enthusiasts, sports professionals, athletes. I kind of feel anything where you are really invested in your activities, your sports and your exercises, then that would make sense to invest in this kind of device. Reason being is the price is not as accessible for a lot of people to just suddenly pick up, and it is quite a focused application to justify the amount of money that you would spend on this. However, if you think this does apply to you, I think the price is well balanced and excellent for the device you get here. The performance, the overall ease of use, the build quality, the battery life, and the various attachment heads all presented in a nice carry handle that you can just take anywhere with you. Then yeah, for me, I have no problems thinking that this is an excellent tool to add to your warm-up or post-recovery workflow. $300 to $400, not something that is very cheap or affordable, but I think it is well balanced and justified for the quality of the device itself. So thanks a lot for joining me in this review, Team KBA. Hope you found it useful in discovering maybe a new type of device like I did. For disclosure, Achedaway did send me this device so that I can share my own personal and genuine thoughts about how I use this in my own workflow, doing all of my workouts, my own opinions on this independently. You can find my full deeper breakdown and insights on my written article, so check it out at onetechtraveler.com. And yeah, maybe I'll do a follow-up video in seeing how I've used this over a longer period of time. So thanks a lot, Team KBA. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join the Team KBA community to see more awesome videos like this one. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, keep being awesome. Peace.